eVersion app, Amplified Bible, Classic Edition AMPC, Joshua 19. The second lot fell to Simeon, to the tribe of the Simeonites, according to the families, and their inheritance lay within the people of Judah, and they had for their inheritance Beersheba, or Sheba Moda, Hazor, Bala, Zim, Elatalad, Belto, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar, Susa, Beth-Loba, and Shazin, making 13 cities and their villages. Ain with Rimmon, Ether, and Ashan, making 4 cities and their villages. And all the villages around these cities as far as Bethan-Bir and Ramah and Negeb. These was the possession of the Simeonites according to families. Out of the part assigned to the Judahites was the inheritance of the tribe of Simeon, for the portion of the tribe of Judah was too large for them. Therefore the tribe of Simeon had its inheritance in the midst of Judah's inheritance. The third lot came up for the tribe of Zebulun, according to the families. The border of its inheritance extended to Sarid. Then the boundary went up westward and on to Marhala, and reached the Dabbesheth, and the brook east of Joachim, and it turned from Sarid eastward to the border of Kazal Tabar, and it went from Debrath and on up to Japhia. Then passed eastward to Gath, Helper, Jonah's birthplace, and Eth-Kazin, and went to Rimmon, bending toward Nea, the boundary circle on the north of Hanan, ending in the valley of Ivta-El, including Kata, Nahala, Shimron, Adillah, and Bethlehem. 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the people of Zebulun. According to family, these cities were villages. The fourth lot fell to Issachar, to the people according to their families. Their territory included Jeziel, Zezul, Sinan, Haphrim, Shion, Anav, Rabbith, Kishan, Ebez, Remeth, En Ganem, En Hadah, and Beth Paziz. The boundary reached to Bor, Shahamzulma, and Beth Shemesh, and ending in the Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance tribe of Issachar, according to their families, the cities and their villages. The fifth lot fell to the tribe of Asher, according to their families. Their territory included Helkat, Hali, Beaton, Astap, Alamelech, Ahmad, and Mishal. And on the west, it touched Carmel and Shor Lebanon. And it turned eastward toward the Dagon, touching Zebulun and the valley of Itotal, northward to Beth-Mek and Neel. They continued in the north to Kabul, Ebron, Rehob, Hammon, and Cana, even to populous Sidon. When the boundary turned to Ramah, according to the fortified city of Tyre, and it turned to Hassah and ended at the sea of Malab, Ashzib, Hama, Aphek, and Rohab, 22 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of Asher according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot fell to the tribe of Naphtali according to their families. The boundary ran from Halaf to the oak in the Zanam and Adimneg and Zimneel as far as Levikum, and ended in the Jordan. Then the boundary turned westward to Aznath, Tabor, and went from the Hukok touching Zebulun on the south, Asher as the west of Judah, and east as the Jordan. The 45 cities included Zebulun, Zir, Hamath, Rekah, Chinnereth, Adamah, Ramah, Hazor, Kiddush, Edrei, En Hazor, Yoran, Megadel, Horem, Bethanath, and Bethlehem, 19 cities of the villages. These are the inheritance of the tribe of Naphtali according to the families of cities and the villages. And the seventh lot fell to the tribe of Dan according to the families. The territory of their inheritance included Zorah, Esau, Arab Shemesh, Shemadan, Elon, Timon, Ekron, Et Gibbonthon, Baloth, Jahad, Ben Barak, Gath, Ramon, Mizracha, and Rakan. When the territory before Joppa, the territory of the tribe of Dan had to be extended because of crowding of the Amorites, and the Philistines to the sons of Dan went up to fight against Lashem, Laish, and took it and smote it with the sword, and possessed it and dwelt there. And they called Lashem, Laish, Dan, and after Dan their forefather. This is the inheritance of the tribe of Dan according to their families, the cities and the villages. They had finished dividing the land for the inheritance, and the boundaries of Israel gave an inheritance among them to Joshua son of Nun. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city for which he asked, Tanath Serah in the hills of Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt in it. There are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers' houses of the tribes of Israel, distributed by lot to Shiloh before the Lord at the door of the tent of meeting. So they finished dividing the land.